Hi there. Today I'm going to be trying a requested brand, and that is Innersense. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience, and on this channel I use those years of experience to help you have healthy, happy hair. So I did already wash my hair with the Hydrating Cream Hair Bath, which is their most moisturizing shampoo, and my hair definitely feels really clean, and it didn't feel stripped, and it felt pretty good when I was done. And then I also used the Hydrating Cream Conditioner. And one of the things that I heard about this brand was that a little goes a long way, and I would definitely agree with that based on the conditioner and the shampoo. But the conditioner especially, I really used considerably less than what I normally do with conditioners. And I feel like my hair is very well conditioned and in good shape and ready for my styling process. So the next thing that I have to try is the Sweet Spirit Leave-In Conditioner. And this is in a spray container. And typically with leave-in conditioners that are in a spray, I tend to spray them into my hand first because I just get a little bit more control over where it goes, because they tend to be, you can see, a little bit more on the creamy side. It's not like a hairspray or a spray gel, which they come out more of a mist. This comes out more creamy, and I just feel like I get a lot more control when I do it this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray some in my hand and put some on one side, and then go and do the same thing for the other. And that has some really good slip as I'm brushing it through to evenly distribute. And my hair was already detangled. I detangled it in the shower, and the conditioner had some pretty good slip. I did leave the conditioner sit in for a minute or two before I started to detangle, and I found that that worked really well for detangling, and it had great slip, like I said. All right, and now that I have my hair section off, this is what I typically do. And in some of the videos, like there's some videos on the website, and then I also found a video by a hairstylist on YouTube who was showing how to do this. And again, they said to use a small amount because this is highly concentrated, and to go ahead and put it in sections, which is great because that's what I typically do anyway. I just find that I get much better distribution throughout my hair when I section and apply my products section by section. So when I do my sectioning, I section from ear to ear, then I do this middle part, and then I do the top, and then I do my brush styling technique. And I'm not gonna take you through the entire process of all of that. I do have other videos where I show that. I do typically keep my styling process similar, partly because that's a good way to evaluate new products, because then you're able to see if the results you're getting are from the products and not from the styling technique that you're using. So the next thing I'm going to be putting in my hair is going to be the Quiet Calm Curl Control. And I'm going to use like that amount for this section and see how that works. Because like I said, everybody says use a small amount, it's highly concentrated. And yep, it is. It is. You'll have to pardon my breathing and my wheezing. I have allergies and asthma, and the allergies are going nuts, so it's triggering my asthma. So I might be out of breath a lot and wheezing a lot. That's definitely quite concentrated because that small amount very easily covered this whole entire section. So I'm just brushing it through to help to evenly distribute it. And I can tell by how it's brushing through that this is really going to create some nice definition and clumping, which is great. And so typically what I like to do is I will put in my cream and style it with my brush throughout my entire head. And then I put in the gel afterwards, and I kind of smooth it over and scrunch it in. But I think I'm going to put the gel in small sections. So I'll apply it the same way, but instead of applying it at the end when everything is defined, I'm going to go ahead and put it in section by section. So now that I've put the curl cream in my hair and defined that section, I'm going to go ahead and put the I Create Hold gel in there. And the reason why I'm doing it like this instead of going all over my head like I typically do is just because Since you're using a very concentrated amount, oh, and I forgot to show you how much I used. I think it was between a dime or a pea size and a dime size. So a pretty small amount, much smaller than what I would typically use. So because I'm using really small amounts in my hair, I want to make sure that it is easily distributed, because that much smaller amount isn't going to be very easily distributed the way that I normally do. So we're just gonna go at it a little at a time. And I've done this before with some other gels, and sometimes I find this works really well depending on the gel. And like I said, just because this is really, really concentrated, that's why I'm going this direction, because otherwise if I put a super small amount in my hand and try to go over all of my hair, I might miss some spots and then I won't have the hold that I'm looking for. So I'm going to continue this process of putting the curl cream in, defining my hair, putting the gel in, and scrunching, just kind of glazing it over like I typically do, and then scrunching it in. And then I will be back to show you the application of the I Create Lift Mousse. That one stylist that I was watching, and actually I think another one even on their website, they used this after the gel, which is my favorite way to apply mousses and foams. So just because I feel like it helps to further define and enhance the clumps and the definition that you've worked hard to create, and this kind of continues that on. So I will be putting this in at the very end, and I will be back to show you that. Okay, so my hair is defined. I have the I Create Hold gel in there, which I did section by section, as I mentioned before. So now I'm just gonna be applying the foam, and just gonna spread it around on my hands and start putting that over and scrunching it in, making sure to get up at my roots, because this is something that is volumizing. So it's a good spot to put it to try to get some lift and volume. And a few pumps more. And then same again on the other side. Just put in a few pumps. Now each of these products smells a little bit different. So the shampoo, this, and I think it was the leave-in conditioner, they all kind of smelled like a lot of essential oils. Kind of like if you go into a place that sells essential oils and you smell all of them at one time. That's kind of how they smell. And then one of the other ones kind of smelled a little bit sweeter. I think it was the Curl Control, the curl cream. And they're not completely overpowering, so that's good. And we'll see kind of how they fare over the next couple of days, if they kind of take over or if they take a back seat or whatever. But anyway, so this is the mousse applied. Like I said, I put some up here to help get me some lift up at my roots. So ordinarily with volumizing foams like this, I would put a little bit in at my roots and then go throughout the rest of my routine. And I may do that in the future with this after I get a good feel for how this kind of works. But for right now, this is how I'm going to do it, and I will diffuse and I will be back to show you the results. And then as always with my reviews, I will show you day 2 and day 3 without refreshing, so you can see how well the products hold up. So I'll be back after I diffuse. Here's my hair all completely dry, and let's give you a close-up look at the frizz situation. And I think that we do not have a whole lot of frizz going on. It's very minimal. There's some, but not a whole lot. And now this didn't really leave a cast, like in some areas, but not really. I think this line has an oil or a serum or something. I didn't get that, not sure why. I'll have to double check to see if it actually does, and I'll put that on the screen down here and let you know. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Verb Ghost oil to run over the top of my hair, scrunch it in, and then break this up, because even though it doesn't have a cast, it's kind of all stuck to my head and sticking together, and it just needs to be loosened up a little bit. So I'm just gonna do what I typically do, and that's going over the top of my hair just to help get everything covered and seal all that in. Here is the serum applied and my hair all fluffed out and just kind of feeling it. And it doesn't feel quite as soft as I would have expected. It doesn't feel dry or anything like that. It doesn't feel straw-like. I just kind of expected it to feel softer, more moisturized than what it does. So I'm not quite sure, but we'll see as the days progress. But as of right now, I do feel like I have quite a bit of volume. I've got some nice defined curls and some really good shine. And there's that on the other side. So as far as my curls go and the definition and the volume and the bounce, I'm really liking that. But now that I've fluffed it up, I do have a little bit more frizz. I do expect that when I'm fluffing it up, it's gonna cause a little bit of frizz, but this is kind of a little bit more than I expected. So hopefully it doesn't get too much frizzier as the days go on. But for right now, I'm really liking the way that it looks, you know, minus the little bit of extra frizz that I've got going on. But otherwise, the curls themselves, I think, are looking really good and bouncy and lightweight. So, and this might be a case of maybe I didn't use enough of the I Create hold in order to last me, because I was trying to use a really small amount since it's highly concentrated, and that's entirely possible. But we'll see as the days go on how well everything holds up, how the frizz situation progresses, how my curls hold up if they get stretched out or whatever. But for right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking the volume, I'm liking the curls. And I will go ahead and sign off for this wash day, and I will be back tomorrow to show you what day 2 looks like. Here we are on day 2, and this is what my hair is looking like. And I'll get close so you can see the frizz situation. And on this side, it's roughly about the same as what I had yesterday. This side, it looks like there's a little bit more, but it hasn't gotten too much worse. And I haven't fluffed my hair out or anything yet today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so that gave me quite a bit more volume, which I like, and I really like my curls. Aside from the frizz, I'm really liking the way my curls look. I think I've got some nice clumped curls and some decent definition considering all the volume that I have. So I think I know what the frizz is and why my hair felt not quite so soft and smooth yesterday. And I think it actually is that I Create Lift foam. So products that are kind of volumizing can tend to put a little bit of grit or tooth on the hair, which is what helps with the volume. When your hair is really silky and smooth, it tends to want to lay a little bit flatter. But when your cuticles and stuff are a little bit roughed up, or you've got like some kind of product on there that gives it a little bit of grit, it helps fluff everything up. And then frizz, of course, helps fluff everything up as well. So I do have a little bit more frizz, and it's one of those trade-offs where do you want volume or do you want frizz? Because generally speaking, it's pretty hard to get frizz-free volume, just because, like I said, if your hair is really sleek and smooth and frizz-free, and slippery, it's not likely to get a whole lot of volume to it. And even if you could get volume to it, it's likely to fall flat not long after you fluff it up anyway. So I think that's part of the reason why I've got so much frizz with this. And I definitely have more than I would have expected. But I do think that the gel is really holding my curls. And I do think that the curl cream definitely helped to define and clump my curls. It's just, like I said, I've got a little bit more frizz. And that's something that I can play around with. Maybe I can just do what I normally do and only put it in my roots before doing the rest of my styling process, and maybe using a little bit less to scrunch in the rest of my hair. I don't know, I'll have to figure that one out. I don't think these are bad products. I actually think they're really good products, and so far I do think that they're holding up pretty well. The only thing I don't like is the amount of frizz, but I've already explained what I think that is. And I think this is just a learning curve because these are so highly concentrated. I just need to play around with them and get the right amounts in order to get the effect that I'm going for, or to get kind of a balance between a little bit less frizz, but still be able to get a little bit of lift and volume as well. So anyway, I am going to cut it off here for day 2 and then show you what my hair is looking like on day 3 and give you my final review. See you tomorrow. Hello and welcome to my day 3 hair. I do have another naked face today because it's been so hot that my makeup is just basically going to melt completely off my face before I even get a chance to finish this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the frizz situation. And as you can see, the frizz has gotten considerably worse. The hold, I think, is actually pretty good because when I'm looking at some of these curls, they're still really well formed and they're really clumped. And the ones that are defined are nicely defined. I just have a lot of frizz in between them and they're still really bouncy and my hair feels pretty light and it doesn't feel dry or anything. So I think that everything did its job. So the foam is a volumizer, and volumizers do what I said yesterday, I think, where they kind of create a little bit of grit on your hair to help give you that lift and that volume. So I think going forward, I'm just gonna go back to putting it on my roots like I typically do with volumizing foams. I'm not gonna scrunch it into my ends, or if I do, I might use significantly yet less. Like maybe I used a little too much with that, I don't know. So the frizz didn't really show up until on wash day when I shook my hair all up and fluffed it up. So that kind of agitated my hair and caused that grit to kind of work against each other and fluff up a little bit more, which is exactly what a volumizer is supposed to do. And the thing is with that is that it creates frizz. Frizz does help with the volume. So this is just a little bit more frizz, a lot more frizz than what I really would like. So I think going forward, I'm either just gonna stick with just putting it on my roots like I typically do, or using considerably less. But otherwise, everything else I feel like did a great job. I'm just gonna shake up my hair a little bit more because I haven't done that today. And I know I can get quite a bit more volume, yes, but also more frizz. So there's a lot of volume here, but again, you can see I've got still some nicely defined curls intermixed with all of that frizz. This would be a lot worse of a situation and I would hate it a lot more if my curls were really flattened out and stretched out and stringy and had this amount of frizz. At least they still have quite a bit of, like they're being held in place fairly well and the clumps are holding for the most part with the frizz. So if I'm gonna have this amount of frizz, I'd much rather have it with these curls in there than the stretched out bits. I do have some of those over here. I don't know what's going on this side, why this side is so much worse than the other side. Maybe I put a little bit too much over there, I don't know. But that's the situation for my hair. And I really liked all of the products, including the one that created all my frizz. Like I said, I plan to use it differently going forward. So now to talk about these individually and give a little bit of discussion for the ingredients. So the hydrating cream hair bath, I felt like this did a great job. I like the way that it felt on my scalp. My scalp felt nice and clean and soothed after I used this. And now this doesn't have any coconut oil in it. It has a coconut derived cleanser, but not a coconut oil. And the shampoo and conditioner both have a tiny amount of protein, but it's way at the bottom of the list, so there's not a whole lot in either one of them. And I believe this conditioner has coconut oil, either this one or the Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner. I can't remember which, but I'll leave it down here on the screen which one it is. But I think it's further down on the list, so it's not like it's one of the top ingredients. So if you're somebody who doesn't get along with coconut oil, it may not be a problem for you. But I felt like both of these did a great job. This had quite a bit of slip once I left it sitting in my hair for a little while. And because this didn't dry out my hair or leave it feeling really parched afterwards, that also helped to make my hair a lot easier to comb through and detangle after putting the conditioner in. So I have no complaints about either of these. I may or may not repurchase these, I don't know. I might try out the Color line of shampoo and conditioner because they have more protein in them. But I do like both of these, and like I said, I'm interested in trying some of the other shampoos and conditioners that they have because I think these are really high quality, good products. a little really does go a long way. I have never used so little conditioner in all of my life and still had it condition my hair. So that's amazing. And then we're on to the leave-in conditioner. I really didn't expect a lot out of this because it's a spray and it's really light, and ordinarily I do a lot better with richer, thicker creams. And this one I feel like did a great job of hydrating my hair, and I believe there is a little bit of protein in this one as well. I can't remember. Again, I'm gonna have to put it on the screen. I did just read all these. I should like make notes and stick them on my mirror or something because I forget by the time I start doing this video. But I feel like this is pretty well balanced and left my hair in a really balanced state. Actually, after using both the conditioner, the shampoo conditioner and this, my hair felt like I had a really good base to continue on with my styling. And that is really good. Like, I don't feel like anything that I used threw my hair out of balance one way or the other, and I really like that. So I really liked this leave-in conditioner. I actually think, and I think they even said it on the website too, but even before I read it on there, that this can be used as a refresher. And like I said, I don't remember if they said that on there or not, but I really don't see any reason why it couldn't. I like the consistency of it. If I'm going to do a refresh on my hair, I much prefer to either wet down my hands with a small amount of gel and smooth over my hair, or to refresh with something like this, just to get a little bit of moisture back into my hair and smooth down the trouble spots. And I find that these lightweight spray-in leave-in conditioners are great for that sort of thing. So I would still just spray it into my hand and then touch up wherever needed and smooth over the top, and then be good to go. So I think this is great for both a leave-in conditioner and a refresher. So moving on to probably what are my favorite two products out of everything that I've tried. No surprise, it's the stylers. The Quiet Calm Curl Control and then the I Create Hold, and neither one of these has protein. And I don't think this one has any coconut oil in it, but it does, I think, have some shea butter, which I really like. I like when there's shea butter in my curl creams. I feel like the shea butter really helps stick and clump the hair together without having to be sticky in order to do it. So I really like both of these, and I feel like this gave me some decent hold because my curls are holding up really well. It's just I have a lot of frizz surrounding them. Like this, I have this one, which is kind of funky, but that's because it's in the front and it kind of gets wedged into my bonnet at night when I'm sleeping. But as far as like a lot of these go, when you look at that and you kind of see like these are holding up just extremely well, and I have curls like that all around my head that are holding up really well. So I think this did a great job of holding my hair in place. The I Create Hold and the Quiet Calm Curl Control definitely did a great job of defining and clumping my curls. So together, these are really great products. I think they'd probably be fine on their own too, mixed with maybe other things, who knows? Or if you're a person who likes a one and done, you might be able to get away with one of these all on your own, like maybe the Quiet Calm Curl Control. You might be able to do that one all on its own. I'm not usually a one and done person, so I would still use both of these, but I do really like both of these and I feel like they were effective. My issue is just the massive amount of frizz that I have today. And like I said, I think that's from the volumizing foam, just because it does add that little extra bit of grit in order to help create the volume. So as long as we're talking about the I Create Lift volumizing foam, I do think this definitely adds a lot of volume. I think it adds frizz because of what I talked about before with adding some grit to your hair, which I could definitely feel. And that was what I felt on day one. And so just be careful of that. And I will be changing how I use this going forward. But it hasn't put me off using it just because it caused a whole lot of frizz. It just means I'm going to use it completely differently because I can see its potential. I just need to play around with it and find the right way to use it for me and my hair and to give me the best results without going so far as to create all of this frizz. So overall, as a brand, I really liked everything here. I like the fact that these are products that were created by two former hairstylists, that these are professional salon quality products, and I do believe that they are really good, high quality products. And if you're somebody who's looking for something that's natural and organic, this is a good way to go. They are really concentrated. You will use a lot less of these products than what you would of other products that are the same type of product as these. So just keep that in mind, because even though they are pricey, if you're using so little of them that you're gonna have it around for a lot longer, you're gonna be spending less money overall because you're not gonna have to keep repurchasing. So I really think that these, if you're interested in these at all, it's worth trying out, especially if you just pick up some of these smaller size bottles. It's a much more affordable way to do it. And then because, like I said, it's highly concentrated, you're going to get a lot of uses out of a really small bottle like this. In fact, if I were to go traveling, I would probably bring these, because even if I were traveling for an extended period of time, because of how little you actually need, these little travel sizes will get you a very long way. So it could get you through an entire extended trip very easily because of that. So overall, I really like these products. I don't like all the frizz that I have, but I know why I have it and I know how to fix it. So I'm not too upset about that. And I really think that the other products did their job and did a great job at it. So I'm really looking forward to trying it after I've adjusted accordingly to not have all of this frizz. But if you're thinking at all about getting these products, you're on the fence, I say go for it. Try it out with the travel sizes first. You might as well. I love that they have those, and they have the travel sizes in pretty much almost every single product. So before this video gets super long, I'm just gonna go ahead, and it probably already is super long, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. And I think I've said everything I need to say about these products, so hopefully you found this review helpful. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more content like this, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. If you have any questions, comments, or anything that you'd like to see, please go ahead and leave that down below in my comment section. And as always, thank you for watching. Bye.